So a little thing before I actually go into this video, I thought they were being very lazy with the third job promo with the crown accessory for. I thought it was just like a little rotating thing, but if you actually see the starting animation of it, it actually has a little glitching effect, which I find really cool. I wish they actually put it on a loop of an animation at like a certain rotational point where it becomes a proper loop. They repeat that, so it would be really cool. But sadly, no, it's just the one-time equipped thing, just the one-time glitch. Anyway, besides the point, hello, welcome to the video. This is just going to be a quick little rundown of the new Eve's passives, skills, some commands, and maybe some practical uses that you can use with it. I will try and go over as much as I know from playing the character yesterday, in a sense. But anyway, let's start off with just the first shot passive, which this one right here is, my lore of it is, Moby's a little bit stupid and hit his head, and now he can't really remember as much. He's acting a little bit weird. Pretty much it's like corrupted Moby, and it's a mechanic that whenever you use Moby-related skills, to a certain point, you actually get these stacks. The stacks will give you benefits, question mark, in a sense of they give you buffs, but then some are also slight detriments. So, like, for example, if we go over the system, which they don't explain how the stacks work in here, to my knowledge, I found out that it's based off of using a certain amount of Moby skills. So, for example, if I use these ones right here, using 2 Moby skills gets you stage 1, which gives you an all speeds increase of 10. And then if I were to use 3 of these now, as you can see here, I now have 2 stacks, which now every time I use a skill, it takes away 10% of my current health. And if I'm below 20% HP, it won't take any more. So as you can see here, oops. See, I'm losing health now. But then if I were to go to the last stack, which since if you lost track of counting, which I kind of did, it's actually 5 skills. What this does is it essentially gives you 20% damage increase, but also you take 20% more damage. So you can see it's similar to like polarize-ish kind of thing. The values are half in PvP. But pretty much, that's how the Moby system-ish kind of works. We'll go a little bit more into it later. But some skills I want to talk about. I will equip the Hyperbox. Also, do not blame me. I do not know the names of the skills. I am saying them how they kind of look and how the character kind of says it. So, the first one I'll go over is the Mega Electron Ball Glitch or Corruption. I think it is kind of neat. And then when you're leveling up the character, Scout actually mimics it. So that is fairly nice for using that for clearing and getting some good damage. It is very nice. But anyway, let's equip Hyperbox, which this right here is a very deceiving hitbox actually. It's not as big as you think, and it doesn't have a downwards hitbox. I'm sorry, the Scout is making this kind of confusing. But yeah, it's a very small box, but it does pretty good damage, and it's a cleanse. It cleanses your allies and yourself, and for every debuff you cleanse, you get a buff of 3% physical for 40 seconds. It doesn't seem to apply on allies, though I might be wrong on that. I have very limited resources for actually testing this with other people and stuff like that, so please be patient. And that's pretty much how Hyperbox works, and then there is Andromeda? Or something jump. Pretty much it is both ground and air castable, and it gives you a boost. Because as you can tell, this Eve actually runs instead of glides, and I can't even do the air dashes. They actually replaced her by getting her an insane jumping mobility with her new commands, which is dash ZX and dash jump X, as you can see here. So like you can then also just do this off of other skills and stuff, get some pretty nice height, and that's pretty much the concept of using the skill. I don't think I will see that much use of this skill, but we'll see. And then as we keep going down the skills now, we can go over Heaven's Fist. Kinda. Something's wrong with the code. But pretty much it's just like has a really good initial hit and then it rolls down with that initial hit, and then the explosions have its own little hit. So pretty strong multi-hit shrink skill. And then next we have Red Screen, the skill that you saw me use to stack the passive earlier, or the system earlier. It has a pretty good delay. If it actually hits someone with it, it actually get confusion. And it's fairly cheap, so I feel like that this will become a pretty staple PvP button, and people will probably be using it a lot. Then we have Ravage, which is, you can say, it's Energy Needles, Methodic Cannon, Sparrow Factory, insert homing multi-hitting skill here. Yep. And then we have Mega Drill Break, Jump Break, whatever you want to call it. Oh, Christmas Tree. Bravery skill does a pretty good amount of damage. Then there's a horse. Oh wait, I accidentally did the thing that I instinctively instead of showcasing. So the horse, when it turns black, it actually can change its direction depending on the way you're facing. So you saw it go left to right. That's because I turned right the other way. If I actually stayed looking left, the horse will actually keep going left when it turns. And it doesn't, like, after this, it doesn't turn or anything like that. So that's the kind of interaction with the horse. So now if I face here, it will do this. Yeah. Now to show you guys Backdoor, which is an active that you can't use unless you're within a certain range. It's just like Mod Maxi Dive, Mod Smash, stuff like that. But pretty much what it does is it will instantly teleport you to the enemy behind, so it's a really good PvP button to try and catch people off guard or to try and turn them around. You can see here. So, yep. And then that is pretty much showcasing a majority and some of the second job stuff. So now let's just take off some of these buttons and I will show you some new ones. So I'll go over some of the passives and I'll explain some of these skills. Except I actually... Oh yeah, no, I remember this now. So pretty much these are the third job stuff. I guess I can... No, we'll go do this in order. So passives is this one right here. It will lower KD values, knockdown values of like commands by 20%. So pretty nice knockdown value passive. You gain 30% more MP gain, pretty much. And you get 2 more air dashes or jump boosts. So pretty much this input here, you can now loop it more times in the air. So you can do it like this. And then you can pretty much do a max of 5. So anyway, let's go over some of the skills. So Angelina, I don't know. That's pretty much all it really does. Then we have Clementine, which is your go-to clear skill. It follows curves, it follows the ground, and it summons little Remis when it connects, which do multi-hits. So like if I were to do it here, get little happy, you see like the little happy dressed up Nacids. And it's also air casted, so think of it similar to Serpentarius actually from Celestia. And then we have Chandelier. So pretty much how Chandelier works, if I hover over here, it comes in 3 waves. The Scouts give you a 15% bravery damage increase for 20 seconds. Self buff, if I remember correctly. Someone can correct me in the video or whatever. Then after that, you get a get the little guys afterwards. I actually don't know all the summons on the top of my head. Maybe they're supposed to be bladers or just like miners or stuff like that, because It's actually has like a couple special NASA characters like drawn in there, which those ones when they hit and they move around slightly, they actually heal you 20%. And then the last one, which is like the massive multi-stack at the end, is 100% defense ignore. So like you buff yourself here, you get some healing with that, and then all those guys do a lot of fixed damage, which is pretty strong. Then there's also Friday here, which if you pay attention to my cooldowns now, they speed up really fast. That's because this is a cooldown acceleration and speed buff. I actually never properly understood how some of this mechanics work, so let me... bad content creator, by the way. Let me quickly try and see if I can read some of this. Oh, wait. When you die, if you die with this buff up, it actually gives your allies a 15-second buff, which gives them 30% bonus damage, but then they take 20% more damage. That's going to be kind of hard to show. That was the animation that I saw with that when I was playing. Okay, that makes sense now. So if you want to support with the character, you use Friday and then you kill yourself. Oh, this character is so suicidal. And then there is this skill right here. Oops. Let me try and explain that. I'm so sorry. So pretty much it actually consumes all of your Moby stacks. As you can see here, and it gives you healing and mana, and depending on the stage, it will give you different benefits. So stage 1 and stage 2 of the skill both give you 30% HP and MP, while stage 3 gives you 40%, but then it gains effects later as well, such as stage 2 gets a 70% speed reduction, along with 7 second acceleration on all your skills, along with chandelier. Along with the third one giving you 99.9% movement decrease, speed decrease, and whatchamacallit, and 10 seconds of cooldown acceleration. I apologize here. Let me try and show that a little bit better. So like, oops. So as you can see here, it does it only for braveries. I guess I should have said that part, huh? I apologize. But yeah, it's pretty much the skills. I can show you guys the hyper as well if I have essences. Oh wait. Hold on one sec. I just realized that one of the skills gave me a debuff. I think that was actually this one, which probably synergizes with. Oh, well, I put that in the bar. Yep, it transfers with hyper. Wait, no, it doesn't. I don't know these passives that well. I'm actually kind of lost right now. Someone can explain this to me later. I'm doing the best I can. Please be patient. But here, let me showcase the hyper a bit. Please be patient with me. So this hyper is called Hello World, which pretty much, if you understand most hypers, it has like a power stun and sometimes suction. This one does have suction, a pretty interesting suction too, and the power stun's pretty big as well. So like if you hear from here, I power stun some of the ones over there, and then this right here will have those splash hits on them, and it's still trying to suck the guy, but he's still on the ground. So yeah, be a bit careful when using that kind of skill. And now let's go over some Transcendence Skills. Oh wait, I missed some passives, I apologize. This passive right here is just a pure little crit and crit damage passive, along with it affecting your V key now, or yeah, your V key, the negative buff from Moby. So pretty much what it does is that instead you now get a 15 speed increase. You now only lose 7% of your current HP rather than 10%, and when below 40%, it won't drain as much anymore. And you get 30% damage increase, but you take 10% more damage. So that's where I was saying that the polarized becomes not exactly polarized. Then we have this little skill right here, which pretty much I didn't show it earlier because I didn't want to press the V key and accidentally showcase it. But pretty much whenever you press the V key, it cleanses all your debuffs. So like it's a safe way of using it. But then this passive gives you a benefit no matter the stacks used, so even at 0 stacks. It will give you HP and MP recovery along with bonus MP gain. So for 25 seconds, so if I were to press the V key right here, you can see that I am starting to get some HP and MP while I open up my phone just to translate one more part of it. Oh, special active skill cost reduction 20% as well. I am so sorry on that one. But yeah, that's pretty much everything until Transcendence. 1 second. Oh yeah, you also get 20% damage reduction too with it. I'm good at this. And now let's go over some of the next skills and stuff like that. So we have some pretty cool skills actually. So we have right here some mind skill related things. Oh, I forgot to go over the new inputs. I apologize for a second job. So dash jump ZXX, which you can also loop the dash jump ZX and also the ZXX. So like you can even like loop it with some of these stuff like this. Oh, darn it, I'm very slow at those inputs, I apologize. And then the next one was dash XCZ. Pretty cool, has like a little suction black hole and a little bounce off. So those are your two new inputs. Okay, now Transcendence. So as you can see, there's this one. Each hit of these actually burn 10 mana, so you can like try and push them into it. You also can use it for catching for PvP. I actually use this in PvE because it counts as a Moby skill, so instead of spamming red screen for stacks, I would use this for mobility and also just keep going with it. Oh yeah, also the 10 MP gain is pretty funny. Probably going to get adjusted later. There's also Slap. Black hole suction. Active. That's pretty good for PvP, and I can see some use with it. I don't know what this skill is, but pretty much it's a little. It pretty much summons like these little drawn scouts standing up, and it has a pretty good tracking too on it, and it scales. So like if I were to like start putting like these guys like a little all over the place. You can see how this one is just, yeah. It has a slight backwards tracking too on it. So like, it's not as big as the forward one though. But yeah, you can think of it as like a weird pseudo splash because if there's multiple enemies stacked together, then two of them spawn on top of each other. And then there is the show. This is why I was saying, like, it's not exactly all the Nacids are the same because there's two special Nacids in there. They're dancing together. And if you pay attention, this skill does bonus damage, depending on how many stacks of the Moby you have, similar to, like, this one, too. Pretty sure they're the same wording, right? Yeah, pretty much. Same concept. But then if you pay attention to my debuffs, it gives you 2 on debuffs, which doesn't translate or say anything. But if you were to now use it with Hyperbox, please. Why is it not equipping it? Come on. So if you then use this with Hyperbox, you get the buff, as you can see here, physical damage buff. And then as for passives, we have this one right here. What this one does is that 3-bead core now, whenever it connects, it changes from it being a laser to now it being 3 homing orbs that will lower defenses. So, as you can see there. So that's like her only real like synergy-ish with parties is lowering physical defense. And then this passive right here is per party member in her party, she gains 4% boss damage and physical attack power. So yes, in raids you do get then the full ×5 effect of it. I don't know if it includes yourself or not, so that's something that I can't really compute well. And now we can go over third job, which third job gained 2 no inputs of dive, kick, slap. As you can see there. And oh yeah, right. Her up X is now changed to be like similar to like a melee character's up Z, but it works like normal. So if I actually were to switch to a better map to show the platforms of that a bit. You could potentially actually do like the up Z, down Z thing, but it's a little bit more forgiving in sense of hit stun, but it's harder to follow up. God dang it, I'm so bad at this. There's probably going to be someone that can do it better. But that, and let's go over the passive. So what this one does is, pretty much, and when enemies are isolated from 1 to 3, you gain bonus damage, and you also gain double attack. So 15% double attack, 15% bonus damage, 6% bonus damage in PvP, but double attack stays the same. And whenever you actually cast Friday, you actually instantly get 3 stacks. So instead of like having to worry about like using your stacks and using like your V key in order to get this, you can just cast Friday and then you get all your stacks again. So that's a nice part. And then the last passive is Remy died. Yeah, it's literally just a lore passive. Talking about Remy. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much a majority of the character. I can go over some of the mod skills and some practicalities of some of the stuff. So there's mod backdoor. Oh, Heaven's Fist. God dang it. So mod's Heaven Fist now becomes a slight clearing skill. As you can see there. Mod backdoor becomes air castable only, where what it does is that it will teleport you to the lowest floor. So if I were to go like all the way up here, bam. And then mod horse becomes a homing skill. Trojan horse. That skill becomes pretty good for clearing and also just like a fast bossing skill, unless you want to use the giant horse. I'm not really fond or know much about damage testing. I haven't really done that much with it. That's like most of the practicalities of the character's kit. If you have any questions, I can try my best to answer as soon as possible, or as well as possible as I can. And I will see you guys. Oh, you didn't say this go. No, but it wasn't gonna be Friday. It was just gonna be sometime eventually. But yeah, see you guys.